The last photo you posted, who were you taking it for? Before you answer, I want you to think about the last time you did something and immediately imagine how you'd describe it to someone else. A meal you ordered, a book you finished, a walk you took. Maybe you even rehearsed the story in your head before it was over. If that sounds familiar, you're not self-obsessed. You're not vain. You're human. And you've been doing this your entire life. We all have. But here's the question nobody asks. Who exactly is watching? Because most of the time, there is no one. The audience you're performing for doesn't exist. It never did. And today I want to show you what happens to your life when you finally stop performing for them. In 1956, a sociologist named Erving Goffman published a book that would change how we understand human behavior forever. It was called The Presentation of Self in Everyday Life. And his central argument was this: every single one of us is an actor. Not occasionally, not on social media, all the time. Goffman said that the moment another person enters our awareness, we enter what he called the front stage. We adjust our posture. We choose our words more carefully. We perform a version of ourselves we want them to see. And when we're alone, truly alone, we go backstage. We drop the mask. We stop performing. Goffman wrote this in 1956, before smartphones, before social media, before the internet. He saw all of this coming from a single, quiet observation. Human beings are not just social creatures. We are self-conscious social creatures. We don't just live in the world, we watch ourselves living in it. But something happened that Goffman couldn't have predicted. The front stage followed us backstage. The audience followed us home. And now, for the first time in human history, there is no backstage left. You're on a hike. It's beautiful. The light is doing something extraordinary through the trees. And your first instinct, before you even breathe it in, is to reach for your phone. Or you read a book that genuinely moves you. And before you've sat with that feeling for even a minute, you're already composing the caption. Or you cook a meal, a good one, and you plate it twice, once to eat, once to photograph. Sound familiar? Psychologists call this the self-as-spectator effect. When we observe ourselves, when we imagine an audience watching, we shift from first-person experience to third-person evaluation. We stop feeling, we start judging. We stop living the moment, we start rating it. Researchers at Harvard found that people who frequently imagine how their experiences will appear to others report significantly lower levels of presence, enjoyment, and emotional memory of those very experiences. You weren't fully at your own birthday party. You weren't fully on that holiday. You were there, but part of you was standing outside the frame, managing the shot. And the cruelest part? A study by psychologist Thomas Gilovich at Cornell University found that people dramatically overestimate how much others notice and remember what they do. He called it the spotlight effect. The spotlight you feel burning on you, almost nobody else can see it. They are too busy feeling their own spotlight. We are all performing for an audience that is also performing for us. We have built entire lives around the approval of people who are too busy seeking our approval to notice ours. So how do you step off the stage? How do you stop performing in a world that has rewired your nervous system to expect an audience? 3 weapons: precise, practical, permanent. Weapon 1, the first-person reclaim. For 1 week, whenever you're about to document an experience, pause and ask yourself one question. Am I doing this for the memory or for the caption? Not to judge yourself, just to notice. Because the act of noticing creates a gap, and in that gap you get to choose. Sometimes you'll still take the photo, that's fine, but now it's a conscious choice, not a reflex. The moment you catch yourself performing, you've already started to live. Weapon 2, the private experience ritual. Once a week, do something you will never post, never mention, never describe to anyone. It doesn't have to be dramatic. A walk, a meal eaten slowly, a film watched alone, in the dark, with your phone in another room. The rule is absolute. This experience belongs only to you. What you'll notice, and this may surprise you, is how different it feels, how much richer, how much quieter, how much more yours. There is a version of your life that no one will ever see. That version is the realest one. Weapon 3, the audience audit. Take a piece of paper, or just do this in your head right now. Think of the last 3 things you posted, shared, or performed publicly. Then ask, whose approval was I actually seeking? Name them, specifically. An ex, a parent, a colleague, a version of yourself from 5 years ago. Most of the time when you name the invisible audience, when you make it specific, it loses its power almost immediately. Because the fear of a ghost is terrifying. The ghost itself, once you see it clearly, rarely is. You are not your highlights reel. You are the unfiltered, unposted, unseen person who exists between the moments you choose to share. And that person, that quiet, unobserved person, is far more interesting than any version you've ever performed. Erving Goffman spent his life studying the performance, but near the end of his career, he wrote something that most people miss. He said the goal was never to stop performing entirely. The goal was to choose your stage consciously, to know when you're performing, and to know when you're allowed to simply be. There's a word in Japanese, ma. It means the pause between notes, the silence that gives music its shape. Your unobserved moments are the ma of your life. Without them, there's no music, just noise. This week, find your ma. One moment, one experience, fully yours, fully unshared. Notice how it feels. Notice who you are inside it. If something in this video made you feel quietly seen, that's what Quiet Patterns is here for. Subscribe. Go live something unfilmed. I'll be here when you get back.